Hello, ladies and gentle ladies. Welcome back to another railroad development stream. I'm a little bit late today because, well, you guys can blame Alex again because he got us into a siege game. So yes, I'm a little bit late today. But yeah, we're going to be continuing with the Java parser. Just because I think we can actually get probably the parser done today, which is why I think we're going to continue with that instead of the onboarding. So yeah, I think let's go ahead and get straight into it. So let's do that. I need to create transitions. I don't know how you do that. I don't know enough about OBS to do that. Actually, one second. I'm just going to quickly make sure of something. Good job I checked, because otherwise that would have doxed me. That's not a good thing. So that's actually good job I checked that I did that. Okay. Perfect. So yes, last time we did a lot of expression stuff. And we got a lot of the expression stuff done. And we left it on a note of everything here would take roughly half an hour, is what I expected. So if that's the case, that's half an hour. So that's an hour, hour 30, 2 hours. In theory. That's the theory. We should be done with these 4 methods in the next 2 hours. We'll see. So right now it's 10 past 7. Make note, everyone. And let's get started. So let's start with method references, I guess, because those are going to be pretty simple, at least from what I can recall. A method reference is effectively just like this : my method, or it could be my class : my method, or it could even be a variable, so you know, expression accept, for example. So that's basically the 3 different method references we have. I think you can actually do, you can have expressions beforehand, I believe. So you can do like, at least I think you can. I think you can do like my, you know, something dot my method colon my other method. I think that's a thing you can do. Pretty sure. It's pretty rare. It's very uncommon you would do that because that means you're calling my method before you're calling this one. But I think you can do that. You can't do this, unfortunately. I wish you could do that. That would be, well, no, it would be more like this, right? But you can't do that. That doesn't make sense. But I'm pretty sure you can do this. So what that effectively means is that we have an expression followed by a colon followed by an identifier. That should be it. So actually this one won't take us half an hour, if that's true, of course. I am going to bring up the JLS just in case I am incorrect. So method reference expressions, here we go. Oh, interesting. So apparently you can have type arguments. So you can do like this colon like string, you know, long, for example, my method. I guess that makes sense. I never kind of considered that that would be a thing. But according to the JLS, that is a thing. Yeah. So I think the best way is to just do kind of what I said, right? Pass an expression, then look for the colon, then we'll look for some type arguments, and then we'll look for, I think it has to just be an identifier. Well, no, because it could also be a, you could also do this like, or you know, you could do my class colon new, right? So it's either an identifier or the new keyword. So because you can also technically do like, yeah, I mean, it's basically any expression because you could do, you know, for example, Java parser dot super colon, you know, some method, right? So this is effectively an expression. It's a field access expression, right? So let's just do this, I guess. Private expression pass method reference expression. This needs to take in some things. Oh, it actually already has, I guess, the scope, right? I mean, it's already matching the double colon as well. So, in fact, this is going to be super, super simple then. Yeah, I think. I don't see why not. I don't think this is necessary. Match super. It's not going to match super, though. Oh, I guess it could be. Because it could be something dot super. No. Because that should be handled here, I think. Right? If it matches the dot. Because you can't have like a super after the colon. That doesn't make sense. What is this doing? So in parts. What has this done? Okay, I think let's just figure this out on our own. Would be the easiest way to do this. So what it's got as a start here is correct. So we're just passing the type arguments. Don't we have a method to do that? Don't we have just like a pass type? We have pass type argument. Which I guess isn't really what we want, is it? Or is it? What is this? It is actually. So yeah, we want that instead of a type reference. In fact, we probably want to change somewhere else. Yesterday we used a type reference, and I think we should use the type argument. But that's the kind of thing we're gonna figure that out during testing. It's gonna be hard to determine before then. So next thing to do is the easiest thing to do is probably to look for the new keyword. So something like if match new, then we just want to return a new method reference expression, and all it will need to do is it will need to basically be the constructor. So we can do span from the start. We have the scope. This doesn't have, oh it does, it have type variable reference. Well, what is that though? Components type reference. Don't know. It is used, admittedly. It's used here. But that's not correct. Right? Yeah, that's not correct. I'm pretty sure that's not correct. So actually where this is complaining, this should just be a type ref. Like that. And then what is the optional meant to be? I don't know, to be honest. It's just the name, right? So I guess this, right? Yeah, so basically there, and then what we can just do here is do span from name span list of new. It's kind of deceptive, but I think that is probably what we want. And then else, we just want an identifier, don't we? Yeah, we do. And from identifier team. That's correct. Okay. That's correct. So that method reference is done. That only took 18 minutes, so I take that as a win. Then we have method calls. Now, I think method calls will be about the same. Only thing is that it will also want the start. probably. Well, I guess it doesn't need to start. So, well, actually, I guess if it's taking in the expression, it should have the start. So, well, let's do that then. Expression start. Yeah. What have we called the scope in here, by the way? Scope isn't really the right word. We'll just keep it as expression like that. Okay. So I think method calls, are they exactly the same? I guess they have parameters, right? Right. So do I have just a list? Do I have like pass parameter? I do. This modifies annotations. I guess we're not passing parameters, we're passing argument. And I don't think I have a pass argument. Nope. That'll do then. What does this take? Expression? What? No, this isn't the right one, that's why. But that... Okay, thank you, JetBrains. I'm fully aware. Method... Have I called it invocation? Yeah, I have. Okay. So it has the scope. Yeah, I guess it technically doesn't need a scope, right? So we can make this optional. Well, in this case, it will be a scope, but it doesn't have to be a scope. Or, like, not a scope. I don't know why I've called it scope everywhere, but, like, that doesn't have to be there. Because if you're just calling, like, my method, for example, or, you know, that's different than doing this.my method. Even though they're the same, they do the same thing, they are different. So type of arguments, then it wants method name. Wait, why am I not having... Where's the method name? So it has the brackets, then it should have the name, right? Or am I crazy? Wait. You can't actually even... No, you can. You can call a method with... The type arguments is definitely before the identifier, I'm pretty sure. So it needs, yeah, so basically we need... Where is it? Where is it? Where's the one we just did? Oh, literally right here. So token of... Yeah, method name. Okay. And then what is this one? This wants the name, and then it wants a list of expressions. So expression name. Yeah, this should just be method name then. That just makes more sense. Okay, and then let's wrap this using optional. It's actually not nullable, but we'll stick with it. Okay, that's that one done. This is going to be a lot quicker than I thought, unless one of these fucks us, which casting might, but we'll see. So past primary expressions is the next one. So primary expressions are actually going to be a little bit more complicated, but we will see. Because primary expressions, I need to look at the JLS again, can be a lot of different things. So it could either be yeah, so it could be an array or it could not be an array, because you can have multi-dimensional arrays, right? That's kind of the thing, because you have to consider that, like, if you had, for example, int array my int is equal to a new int array, you have to then consider that, like, you could also then have another one and another one, obviously if these had those as well. Hello Fortnite, welcome to the stream. Hello. How do I say your name? Sin or sign? Sin or sign? I'm gonna guess sign. Even though, well, yeah, so I'm gonna guess sign quick clips. Welcome to the stream. Please tell me if I'm right. I'm hoping I am. It's 50-50. Both is fine. That's a W. I'll take that as a win. That makes my life a lot easier. Yeah, this one should be pretty easy. Like, these, I think, are all true. Is null not, oh, I've got it as null literal. I guess that's technically true. Is that not a thing I have? Null literal? It is. It just implements literal, which isn't an expression. I see. But they are expressions, right? No? Interface literal from another I feel like okay, that could be a problem. We'll come back to that, because I think this is, and this is so where's true? Do I not have a true keyword? No, I have to. Oh, I have it as a Boolean literal. I see. Boolean literal. Wait. How the hell have I done that then? Sort of. I guess I would have to do next is any Boolean literal, and then I have to grab the Boolean literal. and then return it like that. Okay, yeah, it doesn't like that, but we'll figure it out. Do I have these as int literals? No. I have it as number int literal. Okay. Sure. So this, I guess, is number long literal? No. Oh, because an int is a long, right? So I probably don't even have long. Yeah, I don't. Just int literal, then I guess this is number float. Number floating point. Yeah. Okay. But these should be their own ones, right? Because like, yeah, I have all the different ones in there. So, you know, number int will need to be like that. I'm not sure this is correct, but we'll see. Hi, what's your theme on my theme? I believe is Cat Putin Frappe. So we're going to check because it might have changed. No, it's not. So I changed that a long time ago. I completely forgot. It is Are You Dark? That is my theme, which you can get from the plugins. Are You Dark? And I just have this one. It doesn't have many downloads, surprisingly. Don't know why. Pretty good theme. I like it. With atom icons, yes, that is correct. Atom icons are great. What is this? Is that a thing I need to do? I feel like this is wrong. You know what I should have? I should just have a pass literal method, shouldn't I? Let's do that. Let's do that instead. Yeah, that's a better thing to do. Oh, the other thing is that we need to handle classes. Right? Because you can do like a thing.class, right? Or you could have like, you know, a number.class, which is technically called a class literal. So slightly different from just an identifier. So I guess the way to do this one trying to see if I can find this. Okay, so these ones I think are fine, right? Nothing wrong with these, no reason to change them. These aren't going to work though. The best way to continue is to just have a big like if next is any, and then do all the different literals. So literal. So all of these different literals are the ones that we have. I'm gonna take a screenshot of these and I'm gonna plonk them on my other monitor, because then what I can do is I can just reference them all and it'll be nice and easy. So we can do Boolean literal, We can do character literal. We can do null literal. Null literal. Well, no, I guess that kind of is a thing, isn't it? We can do number binary. We can do number floating point. Although, admittedly, I haven't handled all of these in AST, have I? Have I? No, I just got integer floating point boolean character string null. Okay. I'll figure that out later. Hello, Cypher. Welcome to the stream. It's been a very long time since I've seen you around here. Like a very long time, I think. But welcome, welcome. I think I'm kind of overcomplicating this. Or am I? Maybe. Yeah, let's do this, and then we'll kind of do the same thing again, but inside of a parse literal method. And then we can oh my god, I cannot type. And then we can figure out. Hello, Amin. Welcome to the stream. Just updated my mod to 1.21.9/10. Congratulations. I have not done that with Industria yet. But that's also not a priority for me, to be fair. So I think it'll be a hell of a lot of work. I haven't honestly looked into it, but they've done a lot of stuff with block entities, and I'm a little bit concerned about that, but who knows? I just can't really update Industria right now because of the two different branches I have. So that's the Lumen Depths branch, and then also the multi-block branch, and both of those are in progress and I haven't finished them, so it would be weird to update it because then it'll break both those branches, and then there'll be a bunch of conflicts, and it would just be a whole thing. So I'm probably going to leave it honestly for a while. Plus 1.21.11 is releasing soon-ish. The first snapshot just came out the other day, so you know, the question becomes, is there even much point at this point? I don't know if there is or not. All I'm going to do here is I'm going to return parse literal, and we'll just handle that later. So yeah, this method is actually probably going to take up the majority of these 2 hours I said it would probably take, so okay. Next is probably parentheses, right? If we match a parenthesis, then it's a parenthesized expression. So we need to handle that. I've also somehow managed to close the JLS again. I don't know how I always manage to do this. Every single time. I always manage to accidentally close the JLS. Hello, Wolfie Boy. Welcome to the stream. So let's do this then. If next is any parenthesis, what is it? Open parenthesis, then we want to pass a parenthesized expression. So the best way to do that is probably just yeah, we probably match it actually. So we match an open parenthesis, and then we would pass the expression, expect a closing parenthesis. That's it. Because passing expression will obviously go recursively. It will go past assignment, and then it'll go past conditional, and then it'll go past logical or, past bitewise or, past bitewise x or, past bitewise and, equality, relational, shift, additive, multiplicative, unary. And then it will go, what's after unary? Postfix, and then it will go primary, and then in primary it will pass whatever it needs to be, and then it will come back to here again. So that will be fine to just pass a normal expression inside of there. So that should be all good. And then the next one is probably just new, I guess, because we don't have any handling for new, do we? Like a new class, or do we? Well, I guess we have two things that we have to be able to handle here. We have to be able to handle a new array, and we have to be able to handle a new class. So this one's actually going to be quite complicated. So let's actually say if next is any new keyword, then we just want to return pass instance creation or array creation expression, like that. Okay, then what we want to do is we want to pass what do we want to do after that? We don't need to do like switches or anything, because we've already done that. The next thing most probably is to look ahead a little bit and look ahead for a dot class. So if is class literal, then we want to pass a class literal, and then yeah, and then I think the next one is gotta be, we've done this, we've done super. Admittedly, we probably don't want to do these in the order I've done them in, though. The super really should be, even though it looks weird in terms of order, I think it should be down here. Just because you don't want that, like, colliding with one of these. And it shouldn't do, but it could do. That's just the only thing to be a little bit concerned about. And then I would probably go for an identifier as the next one, which will just be a name expression. So we pass a qualified name. I think that's fine, because that just does that. So yeah, we'll just do that. Nice. And then yeah, other than that, it's just an error. So we just want to report an error. Expected expression null. Okay. Yeah. What's the easiest one to do now? Mr. Might be no. Technically true. Technically true. So we will do of nullable. There you go. Okay, so next thing is just literals. Literals shouldn't be too bad though. We'll just have a private expression. What we could do is we could have a literal expression. So like the literals themselves could just be like this. And then we have a literal expression. Right? Is that a good idea? Maybe not, actually. Because we want kind of some extra data in there. Okay, well this needs to be an expression, though. Like this needs to be a literal expression. And we do want to rename all of these. Okay. Like that. There you go. And that's a little more readable. We need to make this extend expression. Which means that we need to allow this to implement literal expression. Now that may cause a problem because literal expression allows things to implement it. Yes, it does. Move literal to... Wait, that's how sealed works? Sealed things have to be in the same package? I did not know that. So where is it then? AST literal. So can I just move literal inside of expression? Is that a thing you can do? I could do this, right? But then I think that'll break this. Yeah. Damn it. They can't be in a sub package. Ugh. That's yucky. Because that means we have to do that, which means all the literals are just mixed in with the other ones. But we don't have much choice, so unfortunately that's how it's gonna have to be. Okay. So let's do a private expression. Pass literal. Now, this can actually only return a literal expression, realistically. So, that'll be fine. So... This is where things get a little bit complicated. So... Here we basically have to reverse the because we can't get the actual literal value from the token, unfortunately. We can get it as a string, but that's it. And I don't know if that's necessarily how it should be. I'm asking Big Man ChatGPT how I should, because there's basically two options. You either store it as a string or you store it as the actual value. I don't really know which one's better. Storing it as the actual value means that I have to convert it in the parser. And storing it as a string means it needs to be converted in the semantic analysis. Part of me says it's probably better to do it in the semantic analysis. So Big Man ChatGPT says that it should actually store both, which is funny. I don't necessarily know that I agree with that though. Right? Yeah. Okay, I see why it's saying that. It's because, like, if you wanted to have, in theory, some other kind of stage to the entire, like, parsing process, you would have to, like, say you wanted another stage on top of semantic analysis or before semantic analysis, then you would have to actually determine what it is from the string again, which wouldn't be great. But it's also like a shit ton of work to do it like this, unless maybe the Lexa could store. The Lexa could store it. The Lexa does have access to it. Because if we look at the Lexa, you can see that, for example, when we pass a, maybe not a text block, but for example, maybe a char, we are actually getting the char. Like, that is actually something we have access to. The only thing is that we don't put it anywhere. We don't do anything with it. Hello Aleatorio, welcome to the stream. Like here, for example, we have the actual number that is being used. Okay, let's. That makes this really complicated, but we're gonna try. No. Yeah, I think ChatGPT kind of thinks that I should do it in the Lexa, but that means kind of rewriting the Lexa, so we're not going to do that right now. Maybe at some point in the future I will come back and look at that, but I think for right now this is fine. Yeah, okay. So let's just do these one by one then. So first of all, if it's a boolean, this is the nice and simple one. So if next is any, actually let's do null first because that's even easier. We can just return a new null literal expression, which will just take in So we can just have a span start, and we can just do span from start, change this to a match, boom. If it's a boolean literal, then you basically want to do the exact same thing. So if next is any boolean literal, advance, take the value, return that, boom. What's next? So next we have, I'm trying to do this in order of like the easiest ones. I guess a string literal would be the next, or characters, as characters are kind of a pain because of, yeah, like all this stuff. So if next is any char literal, let's just do return parse character literal, because that one's a little bit different. If next is any string literal, or next is any text block literal, then we'll just handle that. If next is any these ones, we only want the integer ones though, so an insert literal. If it's a floating one, floating literal. And have I missed anything? No. So then we just report an error, return null. Alright. We are going to have to... Oh no, that'll be fine. Okay. Okay, yes. So let's start with these ones then. Let's do, which one should we do first? Let's do string literals first, because that's the easiest one. Or is it though? Because we still have to do escape sequences, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Fine, we'll do characters first. This will return a character literal expression. You can pretty much guarantee that, so fine to make that the return type. Let's see, has it done this correctly? So it expects a char token, that's fine. It grabs the lexeme. Length is less than 2. Start at 0 is not equal to back to oh right, because the... Wait, but does it have these in it? Like, is that actually stored in the literal though? I'm not convinced that it is. Maybe it is though. Let's have a look, actually. Start pos is equal oh no, let's read number. Read char token equal pos. So if we go back, current is equal that. Current equaling, is current peaking or no? No, it is not. But, and this is a very big but, it does use that as the start pos. So... Oh my god. I'm yawning a lot. I think that'll be fine then. That means it should start with that. And then it should end with that. Yes, I agree. The length is less than 2. No, it's if the length is less than 3. If the length is less than 3, then that's an issue, right? Because you can't just have this, can you? No, you can't. Oh, that actually, like... Interesting. I guess we can have these as separate error messages, right? If it's less than 3, then we can report an error. And we can just say exactly what IntelliJ says, to be honest. Which is empty character literal. Empty character literal. And I think we can just return null. Okay, let's see also if lexeme.char at 0 does not equal that. I guess we can do this. Sure. Fine. Hello Wide, welcome to the stream. Okay, if char at 1 is equal a backslash, then the length is equal 4. If the length is 4, what does that mean? That means it's 2 characters, right? That means it's like backslash n or backslash, yeah, like this, basically. So that's fine. Else, if the length is 6, meaning it's 4 characters and the first one is a U, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, 3 and 7 is wrong. Right? It would be... What would it be? Wait, no, 6 isn't even correct, is it? Because it's like this, backslash U. 0. What does IntelliJ say? Legal Unicode escape sequence. Interesting. It has to be 4, so it would be starting at 0, 1, 2, 3. No, 0, 1, 2, 3. And then it's going to 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so the length then is actually 8. Yeah, the length is 8. We can ignore that. So that's just an invalid Unicode escape sequence. Valid escape sequence. If length is equal 3, value is equal char at 1. That's correct, because that's the middle character. And then else we just report error character. Oh, well, no, because this could be... Okay, I see why Copilot did that. Fine. We can just say here then. Empty character literal. Okay. This is kind of a problem though, right? Let's into chart 1 is equal backslash. Lexeme.chart at 1 is equal backslash. This shouldn't be that though. This should report an error, right? I don't know. Copilot's pretty certain, so I'm going to trust that it's probably correct, but I'm going to put to do there just in case. I am not doing bad, thank you, Wide. I am... Yeah, I'm not bad. I've just been sorting out my car today. Because apparently I have no coolant in my car. So, like, when I say no coolant, I mean none. Literally none. There's nothing in there. Somehow it's been running fine. So I guess there's some still in the radiator, I guess, and just the expansion tank hasn't got any, but yeah, I had to go get some today. Which it's pretty expensive stuff. Well, it's not that expensive, but yeah, I had to go get some of that. I had to go get some windscreen liquid stuff as well, because we don't have any. Is there a leak? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know how. I don't think so, because it only passed the MOT like not that long ago. So I don't think there is. But I guess maybe. We'll see. And also I'm going to put some in and see, you know, if it goes down super quickly, then yes, that's probably a problem. But yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully not, because that I imagine would be expensive. That would probably mean getting like a new radiator, which I imagine are not cheap. Granted, I don't know much about cars, but I imagine they're not cheap. As an educated guess, doesn't sound like something that's particularly cheap. So we'll see. Hope for the best. Okay, at this point I'm kind of trusting Copilot, and I don't know that this is necessarily a good idea to be trusting Copilot. But I kind of can't be bothered to figure out this stuff right now, so okay, that means it probably wants me to do that, and it wants that, and then I'm guessing it wants that. Okay, it kind of knows what it's doing. No, so it wants that. And it wants that. And then it must want that. And then it wants something? What do you want here, Copilot? Right. Where are we at? Oh, I guess it doesn't want anything there because it's an if else. What are you working on? Right now we are working on literals. We're passing all the different literals. So characters, strings, booleans, numbers, floats, all of that. It's my first time seeing code along code stream. Wait, what? It's my first time seeing code along code stream and too for Minecraft and in Java. Well, I hope it's a good first time, I guess. Probably not, because this is absolute chaos right now. And I'm kind of just relying on Copilot being correct, because I cannot be bothered to read this and figure out if it looks correct. Fuck it. Let's read it and check, I guess, because if it's not correct, that's kind of a problem. So what is it doing? So first of all, it's taking the string token. It's checking if it's a string token. Yeah, that's fine. I don't see a problem with that. Then it's getting the lexeme. fair enough, which is just like that's the actual literal value of the string. Then it's seeing if it's a text block, that's fine. If it's a text block, if the length is less than 6, or it does not start with that, or it does not end with that, then we report an error, return it, get the value starting from the third character because we're getting rid of these, and then ending from the last character minus 3 because we're getting rid of these, and then it returns that. I think that's correct. Yeah, I think that's correct. I don't see I do have one question though, which is what happens if I do this? Because you can do those, right? Like I can still put those in there. And it wants me to do that, granted, but yeah, I think that means that I still have to do all of this, basically. Which is decoding the escape sequences, right? Although, admittedly, I don't think it should do that. Like, I mean, I see what it's doing, right? What is a lexeme? A lexeme is a how do you explain a lexeme? A lexeme is a string, basically. Like a lexeme would be, okay, let me give you examples of lexemes. So string, that is a lexeme. Var, that is a lexeme. Var my string, that's two lexemes, that's var and my string. Equals, that is a lexeme, so now there's 3 lexemes. And then, you know, something like that, that's now 1 lexeme, 2 lexeme, 3 lexeme, 4 lexemes, 5 lexemes because the semicolon. Technically you could debate that white space is also a lexeme, but I don't think my lexer is actually counting white spaces, so out of interest, how long have you been doing Java for? I've been doing Java for, well, the thing is, I don't actually know. Or like, I don't know for complete certainty. I don't know exactly when I started, so I kind of throw around different numbers every time someone asks. But my official number, aka the one I have on my CV, is 8 years, but it might be 9 years, pushing 9 years. I don't honestly know exactly when I started, so just like an arbitrary time during the year, I just say, okay, I've done an extra year now. But yeah, I don't know exactly when I started, so it's hard to say for sure, but it has been at least 8 years for sure. Lexeme used in the lexer. What do you mean lexeme used in the lexer? The lexemes come from the lexer, yes. If that's what you mean. What is this warning up here? Yeah. Probably should be a thing, I guess. It's not really a problem though. Where's that peak? Yeah. What's this one? Was inverted. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. I'll have to come back to those 2 warnings at some point. Either way, the big question here is these. I don't know. I don't know if I should keep them. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Should escape sequences be escaped or not escaped? Oh, I kind of asked the question wrong, but I think it knows. Question, how much does it cost to maintain your car, like insurance breakdown cover? So, for me, I mean, obviously it depends on like so many things, right? It depends on your car. It depends on how, you know, a lot of things, I guess. I'm paying like 900 a year for insurance, and then how much am I paying for breakdown? I'm paying £8 a month, so that's, I don't know, I can't bother to do math. 8 times 12. That's basically how much I'm paying. But I mean, it should go down soon, hopefully. We'll see. We will very much see. Yeah, it's pretty decent. It's not that bad. Wait, is that right? 1 second, let me do some quick maths. Because I'm actually paying monthly, so... Okay, no, I'm actually slightly wrong. Wait. Yeah, I am wrong. Okay, I'm paying 1,050 a year. So actually slightly more than that. So, which is, I think, about average. Yeah, and I'm still paying for breakdown. I'm paying for breakdown cover separately because that's cheaper separately. So. Bro got Bugatti. No, I'm just a new driver. I have a far from Bugatti. You know, let me show you a picture of my car. Not literally my car, because I don't have a picture of my car, but I can show you a picture of my car, basically. Is Google gonna show me? Yeah, this one. This one's mine. But that's not a very good photo. Is this mine? No. Something looks off about that one. That's not mine. Actually kind of hard to find. Ah, there you go. Here you go. This one, basically mine. What I have. A Vauxhall Corsa. I actually kind of forget what year it is. I think it's 2014. Yeah, 2014. It's a good car though. It's actually a pretty good car. I'm quite happy with it. It doesn't have any issues with it either, which is good. And there's like some minor issues, of course, but like every car has some issues, right? I was kind of concerned because I checked the oil today, and I was kind of concerned that it would have gone down a lot because originally the car had an oil leak from who we bought it from. So it was kind of a big test of like, has the oil gone down? And it actually hasn't, like, at all. So that's good. Because that would be expensive. Why has it done that one first, though? Okay, whatever. Okay, once again, I'm kind of hoping Copilot does the work here, but I don't think it is it? But yeah, I'm hoping my insurance goes down, because I'm hoping my insurance company think I'm a good driver. But we will see, because I haven't got my report back yet. It could go either way. That's fine. I mean, this doesn't handle ease. There's no ease handling. It'll go down most likely. I hope it does. I really do. But we will see. I don't think these are gonna work, admittedly. I think Copilot's gonna be wrong on these, and we're gonna have to rewrite those. But I'm gonna put some to-dos in there, and we'll come back to them. Oh yeah, underscores as well. Underscores and ease. And then in here, we write to handle escape sequences properly, and then in here, I think actually the escape sequences in this one are fine. Integers is the one I wanted to come back to. Underscores and ease and binary octal hex. Yeah. And then in here, this is the one that I want to store ease and suffixes. I think the suffixes are fine. But like there's no way in here to know if it's a float or a double. So yeah, so that's fine. This is the kind of thing where like in here I could have a boolean is float, right? And then in here I guess I'm passing this as a double though. Boolean is float. Just pass that in there. Else. What is value here though? Oh, never mind. That's not gonna work. So, oh no, that will work. That'll be fine. There. We don't need to handle suffixes, but underscores and ease. And then here, yeah, also longs as well, and shorts. Oh no, because shorts don't have yeah, there's no way to know if it's a short, is there? And longs. So if it's a long, then we just want to say that it's a long, right? So we want... Because I guess you can do like long L is equal like a big number, right? It doesn't have to have... Oh, it does have to have an L at the end. Huh, okay. Fair enough. So what does this have in it? It has a long value. Okay. Okay. In that case, I will have... Well, we can have an int base. That's correct. And then we can also have a boolean is long. Like that. Yeah, and then actually this will be a lot easier than... Yeah, this should be easy. So I can say int base and boolean is long. In here I can say base is equal to... Actually, let's do that at the start, just in case we grab an exception or something. Base is equal 16, and then base is equal 8, and then that's just base 10, so that's fine. But here, yeah, long is so if is long, that's fine, and then just pass those into there. So these actually should handle all of those now, which I think should be fine. I don't think E's are a problem. The one thing I will do actually is I will have the actual string in here, I think that makes sense to do. So string raw value like that, and then just pass that in here, because it's possible we want to actually just display the raw value at some point. I think that's perfectly reasonable to expect, so that's fine. Just like in here, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to do string raw value, and I'll just take in lexeme, yeah, that's fine. I don't think those are a problem. So yeah, that's integers, that's a floating, oops, floating point. There you go. Strings and characters, will come back to those two. No, we'll come back to strings, not characters though. Well, okay, we could come back to this one actually, and we could come. What was that, by the way? That was an error in the parser. Huh? Yeah, that needs to be T. That needs to be T. That needs to be T. How has that happened? I have no idea how that's happened. And why doesn't this have Java docs? Where does this method even come from? Okay, whatever. I don't know how that happened. But I just want a string raw value in there as well. So that's going to be lexeme, and then we'll do a null byte like that. Lexeme. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. Right. Okay, we've got 40 minutes left by my 2-hour logic, but we'll see. Is class literal? This is this going to be hard or is this going to be easy? What is this 2-hour logic? Well, I said that each of them would take me half an hour, and then I ended up doing the first two in like 10 minutes. So what I said is that this one is probably going to take me most of the time, but I think it'll still take me 2 hours. I feel like I'm currently somewhat on track for that, but yeah. We'll see. If next is any identifier, offset, while next is any dot, offset. If not an identifier, return false, offset plus plus. If next is any int, boolean, char, byte, short, long, float, double, void, offset plus plus. Yes. If it's an angled bracket, offset plus plus, whilst next is offset plus plus, then comma, offset plus plus, blah blah blah. Yeah, but that also needs to handle nested types, right? I think. Right, so I think this needs to be a while loop. While look ahead is equal left angle brackets. Well, no. Yeah, this one's not going to work. Okay, we'll come back to that one. While next is any def square bracket. So this is open bracket. And this is close bracket. Okay. Because you can have like int array.class, right? So the complication here is the type argument. Okay, if next is any at offset, open no, let's do Java token type dots. I think it is still open though, right? No, is it left angle bracket? Yes, okay. So if next is any at offset, next angle bracket, next is any at offset, angle bracket, then what we have to do is we have to consume an identifier. So I guess we do offset plus plus. Yeah, basically this. So while angle bracket balance is greater than 0 and we're not at the end, and we take the next one, we don't care what it is, right? So we don't care that it's an identifier or whatever. We just want to know if we've hit the end, right? So basically we're 1 deep. This will make it 2 deep. This will make it back out to 1 deep, etc, etc. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, and then return look ahead type is equal dot, and look ahead type so plus 1 is class. Yeah, so that means it ends with dot class. And then we just have to be able to pass that. So this should be a class literal. I don't have a class literal expression. Do I have a class expression? No. Interesting. I do need that though. So I guess we're going to add that to the AST then, because we do need that. That's quite important. Very important about that. So I guess it's a literal. Class literal. I think that's it's not super obvious, I guess. Well, what does it want to add after that? I'm curious. Text block literals. Interesting. I'd say that's different. I'd say, well, no, I'd say that's the same as a string. I think that's fine. So that means I just have to do class literal expression. Yeah. So then let's come into here, new class literal expression. It'd be a record. It needs to have a span. It needs to have a I want to do a name, but it's not necessarily a name. I guess it's just a type reference, right? Yeah. Type. Just a name and a type. And then that implements literal expression. And then, yeah, like that. Why are you not happy? Can you be happy, please? This needs to be a class literal expression. Like that. And then I just need to make this method in here. Boom. Close tabs to the right. Okay. And then we just go into here. And we basically just want to pass a type ref, right? So let's take that. Let's do a type ref. Type is equal pass type reference. Expect a dot. Expect a class keyword. Return that. That one's nice and simple. I take that as a massive win, to be honest. I'm going to move this down to the bottom, though. At some point, I'm going to need to... I want to reorganize this class, because there isn't, like, any order that I have to it, per se. So, I don't know how the hell I'm going to do that, but I'm going to have to find a way to do it. Because if I look at, like, the structure of this class, look at the... look at this. This is insane. There's so many methods. It's a massive class. 2,600 lines. I think this is the biggest class I've ever written. I think. Unless I'm forgetting something. But I think it probably is the biggest. So we have an error here somewhere. Where is it? Is it you? Yes, it's you. Okay, this one... Yeah, this one shouldn't be too bad. I don't think. Basically, we first of all have to just... Let's take the span, so span. Then we can expect the new keyword. And then... It's kind of hard to say exactly what we have to do after that. Oh, we already have this. Of course we do. Of course we already have this. Oh, this is going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. So if next is a left angle brackets, yeah, because you can't have types on an array, or like you can't have like a... Wait. Can you do new? No. Why? 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 Next is new. No, this is not correct. And actually, none of these are correct. No, this isn't quite going to be that easy, unfortunately. What we have to look for is we have to look for an open bracket or a square bracket, and we have to know which one it's going to be. Now, do I have is array? No, that's a shame. Is bracket? No, that's a shame. So what's the easiest way to do this one then? Well, let's think about this. So how can you create something, right? You have to do new, of course, and then it has to be some kind of identifier or a keyword. So it has to either be like int, or it has to be, as Copilot's put here, array list. After that, it can have generics, like either way you think about it, right? Because you could have like this, for example. And then after that, you either basically have square brackets or open brackets or like parentheses, right? And then once again, in both scenarios, you can have something inside of these. So if it's parentheses, you can have parameters. And if it's square brackets, you can have a number. So 7. Right? Oh, you can't do that. Interesting. But I think that's a semantic issue. I don't think that's a parsing issue, right? Because I think you can have an array list array of lists like that. You just can't have it like that, right? It has to be raw. But I don't think the parser is being like, oh my god, this isn't valid Java. I think the semantic. I'm gonna have a look actually. I'm gonna try and have a look. So array creation expression. Yeah, because the other thing is that inside of these square brackets, you can have an expression, right? So you could do, you know, start, for example, dots column, which is an expression. But that's fine because if it's an array, then that means we can just that'll be super easy to parse that. I'm trying to find, because I don't think that one's necessarily the way to go, right? Oh, of course. So, right. Copilot was correct. You can have type arguments because you can do like a new, like say for example this method here was generic, right? Let's say private t extends expression, right? And this returned t, for example. You could do a new t of array list t, right? So you can have generics before the identifier. The other thing you can do is annotations. And we figured this out before. I think it was last time we figured this out. because you can do a new at not null array list. You can do a new at not null t. Can you do that? Or no? Maybe not. Well, you can. You just have to have that before the annotation. Right? So you can do that. So Copilot was actually onto something with the if statement it came up with, which now it's not going to give me, is it? But it's a little bit confused now because because I've made the method generic. But there you go. So yes, if it's a left angle bracket, or it's an identifier, or it's an at. Now these ones aren't correct though, because you can have like a new int array, you can have a new boolean array, you can have a new char array, you can have a new byte array. Likewise, to be fair, you can have a new identifier. As a matter of fact, can you annotate? Now I'm curious. Can you annotate arrays? Yes, you can. Actually, this doesn't help me then, does it? Because you can do a new that's not null array. No, not like that. That's not what I meant. Like a list array. But you can't do T. Yeah, so you can't do that because you can't do that. Okay. Okay, so if it has a left angle bracket, we know for a fact it's not going to be an array. Is that correct? I do that so it compiles. Yeah. So we know for a fact in this specific case we don't have to do any extra logic. Right? If it's one of these, we can just check the next character, right? Because none of these can be generic or anything. And they can't have annotations. You can't have like a not null int, right? Oh, you can. What the fuck? Why can you do that? Okay, but either way, that doesn't matter because we're saying that this is the first one, right? So we just want to look at what's after it because you can't have like an int, you know, string. Like that doesn't make sense. So the best thing to do, I mean, void doesn't really make sense either, admittedly. You can't have a void array. Yeah, and you can't have a new void. Yeah. Okay. So the best thing to do in this case is just look what's next, right? So we can do if match. Well, we don't want to match it though, because yeah, we don't want to match it. So if look ahead type 2 is equal open brackets, then we pass an array creation expression. Surprised that's not a thing I have already. Else we if look ahead type is equal a Yeah, so I can actually do identifier here as well. Right? I think so. Because identifiers would also be valid. Because still, if it's an open bracket, then it's still gonna be an array regardless. And then if it's a left brace, or the next one is not a dot, no. Well, it could be a dot. Shit, it could be a dot. Open parenthesis. Or it's an open parenthesis, then we'll do that. Okay. What do we do if it's a dot, though? Let's do identifiers differently. Because otherwise that's gonna fuck everything up. There we go. Are you having a wicked time? Debatable. Very, very debatable, Wide. Yeah, that's an issue if that happens, so we just return null. Okay, the next thing to do is if it's an identifier or an at. And then the next thing to do is just look ahead for an open bracket, I think. Only problem is that doesn't work with annotations. Does this handle annotations in here? Oh, that's a problem. This expects the new keyword. Did you see there's going to be a ranks 3.0? I saw that they are considering... I saw they're considering something about a new rank system, but I don't know exactly what it's going to be. I wouldn't necessarily get the hopes too high. This is Ubisoft after all. So, you know, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, let's not do that. Advantage shoot. It's still Ubisoft though. They're owned by Ubisoft, so it's still Ubisoft. And the friggin' owner of Vantage Studios is the friggin' son of the CEO of Ubisoft. So it is like, it is just Ubisoft. Literally just Ubisoft. Like that's it. Simple as that. So I don't think there's going to be anything exciting happening, unfortunately. Not sure what to do here. I guess what we could do is we can look for type arguments first of all, because oh no, we've already done that. We've already done that. kind of hard to do, huh? I think there's any identifier or an at. Well, I think what we should do, regardless, is we should try and parse annotations. But we can't. Question. Where does this deal with annotations? We've got left angle bracket, which is the type arguments there. Then we have the type. Oh, because that's on the types themselves, right? Like the actual types have the annotations, not the whole thing. So what I could do is I'm just thinking, like, should I do these and then basically plonk this part into a new method, right? Or like have this part into a new method, right? So like if I extract this into a method, which is called the same thing, so parse class instance creation expression, right? And it will just automatically already take in these things. So it'll take in the types and then the type arguments like that, and then this will just do that in there. But then that means that in here we can just do the same thing effectively. So we can then take the type arguments first, right? So we can do a list of type ref types is equal to array list like that, while match dot. No, I meant type argument. No, I meant type. What did I mean? Did I not mean type ref? I thought I did, though. Shouldn't this be while match comma? No, this is parse type argument like that. Yeah. That passes the type arguments. I don't think I need that. If it's not empty, expect. Do I need that? Ugh. Here. No, not here. Yeah. Yeah, I do actually I do actually need to do those then. Okay, fine. So fine, we have a list. No, this is just type. I don't know why Copilot's being so weird right now. But this is type arguments. Okay. And then basically... But my hair is so friggin' annoying today. Actually all over the place. It's just like, no. Let's not oblige. Type arguments. Yes. But then what do we have after type arguments? We have annotations. Annotations come after type argument. So we need to... But we can't... I guess at that point we take the type, right? Wait. Here? Or where is it? One second. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? I'm looking for... Wait, what is the one that I just modified? What was the other one I just modified? Is it this one? No. Oh, also this is a thing. That's nice. Didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, that was a thing. That's nice. I can actually put that everywhere I have that. Can't believe I didn't use that before. Okay. I see. So... what do you call pass type arguments optionally? But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for... Oh, good lord, what am I looking for? Okay, I need to go back in the stream. I actually don't know what the method I was looking at is. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Class inst... No, not that one. Oh, no, that is the one. That is the one. Class instance. Expression. Yeah, see, here I do that differently, but I think this is wrong. Oh. Oh, this is different. Yeah. I think what this should do is this should take a... Because this takes in a list of parts, but I don't think that's correct. I think this should pass a fully qualified name. No? I guess not. Because I guess in this case... I actually don't know. I'm confused. Can I do at not null here? You can. Ugh. Why is that a thing? That should not be a thing. That actually just shouldn't be a thing. because that makes everything so much more complicated. Okay, that means I probably messed up a lot of things in the parser. Yeah. Anywhere where I'm using a name expression, if I just search in here, name expression, this one's fine. Like any of these where I have like a list of a single one is fine. But anywhere where I'm using, admittedly I'm not most of the time. Like admittedly most of the time I'm using this, I'm not passing in multiple, but like pass qualified name. Wait, can you do that in packages as well? I wonder. I'm gonna have a look in a second. Okay, admittedly most of the time I'm not using it for that, so that's fine. Like 99% of the time actually. Which is really good. Yeah, most of these are just identify.lexeme, identify.lexeme, identify.lexeme. And the only ones that aren't are using past qualified name. And I think it's actually my lucky day, because I think, really hoping right now, that in imports, you can't do annotations. Okay, you can't, because that doesn't make sense, right? You couldn't do that. Okay, good. Can you do this? Oh no. Why can you do that? Good lord. What the fuck? Okay, it says it's not applicable, but it lets you do it. Why? That can't be right. That can't be right. Like, that surely it shouldn't let you do that. Surely that has to be an IntelliJ bug. Right? It has to be. You know, if someone's doing that, fuck them. It shouldn't compile for them. I'm not going to make the parser work for them. Fuck them. That should not be a thing you're doing. Ever. There's no reason to ever do that. It literally tells you it doesn't do anything. So the fact that you're doing it, like, you know, not my problem. It's stupid. I'm sorry, Wide. I didn't mean to offend you. But I don't think people should be doing that. So I don't care about them. Okay, so then I do this. I'm doing shit. Right. Maybe I'll add it back in the future. I don't know. I'll have to look at the JLS properly, and I'll have to see if the JLS says that it's a thing you can theoretically do, then fine. I don't think that's in the JLS. I don't think it lets you do that. I'm not convinced, honestly, it will compile if you do that. If anyone wants to do a quick test and find out for me, please do let me know if it compiles or not, but I don't think it does. Next is Eddie over bracket. Ugh, this is horrible. This is actually horrific. I don't think I need to do that. I'm be honest. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT again. Does this look Right. Primitive plus open brace is illegal. But I don't have that. Right? Oh, I see. It's saying like here because I've done integer, for example, followed by open brace. So like that's not a thing. So yeah, it's actually right. It needs to be open brace after primitive in new expression. Right? Now, so if it's an identifier or an at, but you can have ats in arrays. Oh, I see. If it's an identifier or an at, then it does look ahead 2. But looking ahead 2 won't help. Because if it's an annotation, right, then it could have an open parenthesis, it could have multiple arguments, it could have annotations inside the annotation. You could have annotations after the annotations, because you could have multiple annotations. You could have... like, that's not going to work. If look ahead type 2 is equal open brackets and look ahead type, or look ahead type 2 is equal dot and look ahead type 3 is equal new. Wait, what? Look ahead type is equal 2 is equal dot 3 is new. What? No. No. Let me see what Copilot's done. Right. I see. Yeah. That's probably the best way to do it, admittedly. Yeah, I was asking if the annotations would compile or not. Okay, I'm just going to do what Copilot did. Not Copilot, ChatGPT has said. It does? Ugh. Why? Silly. Okay, I'm doing what ChatGPT says. I think it's probably the best way to do it. What is this doing? This is passing type arguments optionally. Yeah, then what it's doing is it's saying I need to pass the type ref. Right? So I need to do type ref base type equal pass type reference. Which should in theory handle everything, so it should handle, yeah, basically all of these different ones. So that should be fine, although I guess I can pass a non-array type reference. Yeah. I can pass a non-array one, which means that I can then check afterwards if it's an array, which should be fine. Where is that though? I've now lost the code. There you go. That's non-array type reference. Then if it's well, yeah, first of all, that should be a thing. If next is any open parenthesis, if base type is instance of primitive type reference, void isn't a thing. Not create instance of a or well, no, because it could be an no, because this is only if it's an open parenthesis. So cannot instantiate primitive type with constructor syntax, then just return null, and then but then I guess this doesn't handle, or does it? Wait, does this handle opening like the diamond things? What are they called? Class or interface type reference? Oh, thank goodness. Okay, I'm already doing this. I'm already handling the annotation. It's fine, chat. It's fine. It's okay. My code, it has like so many levels to it that I don't even realize that it's relying on like this this fundamental method. Kind of funny. But it's fine. So it does come back to this, and this handles type references as well. So that's good. Okay. Okay, we can relax. We can relax. Only issue is that will not handle diamonds. Which is kind of a problem. If I go into here, handle type argument. Oh no, it will, actually. Oh no, it won't. No, it won't. Match question mark. Pass type preference. Yeah, this doesn't handle diamond. Right. Yeah. Wait, that's just gonna be recursive though. Right? Do while match dot. So it does this. Type argument. Oh no, that's only if it matches a left angle bracket. So we need a way to differentiate between I need to say like if next is any a right angle bracket, then what we can do is say type arguments So add a new diamond, a type diamond. Like that, which can take in a span. And then just return type arguments. Yeah. Which should kind of solve that for us. It's not super perfect, but it should work, I believe. And then constant interface type-based type. Does it need that? Type. What happens to types? Types goes into here. Does that require that to be that? No. Well, yes, it does, actually. I feel like this should just pass a type perfect, right? Like, why have all of this? It's just a bunch of unnecessarily junk. Or unnecessary junk, right? It definitely is. Type ref, base ref is equal that. Is equal null, sure, just report an error. Like, that's obviously not intended, but that never happened, never mind. And then, yeah, just change this in here to be a type ref type. And then in here, just put type. Change this to be type. Add type. Then that's fine. I couldn't resolve types. That's true. It just needs to be type dot. Ooh. Oh, that's a problem. Because there's no way to get the name anymore. I hate this, by the way. But I don't have a choice. So oh, it doesn't like that. It doesn't like that. It doesn't like that. Oh no. Oh no, I've got myself in a bit of a twist here. Let's just do null. Yeah. I mean, it's not ideal at all. I mean, that's horrible formatting, but I don't know how to make that any better, because that's one hell of a mess. So okay, so that means that in here I can get rid of this and just change it to be base type, which is much simpler. And then okay, so that handles open parenthesis. And then we have to handle open brackets as well. But I think open brackets should be easier because yeah. So if next is any open brackets, then we can just pass an array creation expression. Sure, it can take those in, but like it doesn't need them. But we'll take them in anyways, I guess. And then else we just need to report an error and then return null. And then we just have to do this, but this should be, I think, pretty easy. Yep, so we'll take the dimensions. That's open bracket, next is not close bracket. We pass the expression. Null, expected that. Additional dimensions, open bracket, close bracket. But can't you have an expression in each of them? Wait, what? What is this for then? While match open bracket. Expect close bracket. But this does that. While match open bracket. Expect close bracket. What is the point of that? Genuinely have no idea. For sure. So array type ref, which is just the element type. Array type ref. Array type is that. And then all we need to do is we need to have the initializer. So optional of expression, initializer, if next is any, open brace, then we just need to pass, I guess, an expression. Wait, how do array and initializers work again? Isn't it like int my array equals, oops, not like that, of course. Isn't it like this? But you don't have to do that, right? How does it work with these? Like, do you have to do like this, don't you? Yeah. Right, provided type int array. Oh no, required type int array, provided int array. Wait, how do these work? Can you not initialize a two-dimensional array? Required type int array, provided int array. Oh, that's just because of this, isn't it? Okay. I was so confused. Like, what the fuck? I was sure that was how you did that. And it is. It's just I forgot to. Okay. Now they do have to be the same size. No, they don't. What if I do this? That's not a thing you can do. Okay. So I mean, this is just a. Yeah. I think it should just. Type dimension. dimensions is correct, right? Yeah, the only thing it doesn't like is, I mean, this isn't either. I think that's dumb though. I think this should just be a type ref. To be honest, like it doesn't need to be anything different. And then, yeah, it needs these constructor type arguments, even though it actually can't have them. So we will, or should it? Let's say constructor type argument is not empty. And we'll do that. That means I can do that, which fixes that. And then this one's an array initializer. Interesting. I don't know what that is. What is that? An element value. List of either expression or array initializer. Do I have a way to pass these or no? Nope, apparently not. Wait, how did I do that in annotations then? Pass element value. Element value array. So that's an element value array. How's that any different? What? What? Okay, whatever. And this will be easy peasy lemon squeezy, won't it? Like that. Next is not that. We just do that. Expect the closing brace. And that. Values needs to be. I think that's dumb. I think this is just a list. I don't think this is correct. Array creation expression. Optional of an array initializer. AST visitor. I think this should just be a. Oh, it can't be. I see why I did that now. Because it can't be just a list of expressions, because, well, unless I make an array initializer expression, which I could? Is it though? I guess so. I guess it is an expression, huh? Okay, fine. And then I can just have a list of expression. Right? List of value. What are you up to? I am trying to. What am I doing right now? Well. Oh, wait, that won't work. 1 second. Wait, this won't work. Right now I am trying to... I don't know, my brain is dying. What am I doing? Array initialization. Yes, that's what I'm doing. If an X is any open brace, then we basically need to do that, else do that. So it's basically recursive. like that. Parser array initialization. That's fine. This just needs to be an expression, is all. Which I think means element value. Oh no, apparently not. But this needs to be an expression regardless. This is currently in generic as well, which it cannot be. So, and then let's just add that to the sealed. Oh, don't do that. Array initializer expression. There we go. Okay. Okay, are we down to one error? Yeah, I spelled that wrong. Initializer. Right. What's the warning here? Base type. Okay. Cool. I'm not gonna complain. We are down to a single method, and then that is everything done. Oh god. Okay, you know what the worst part about this one is? I think this one's going to be really hard. I think array. I think casting is quite tricky. Unfortunately. Fuck it, let's give it a go. Only one way to find out. Expression. Cast expression. What's Copilot trying to do with this? Patience? No. Oh, do I not have? Oh, I do. It's a typecast expression. What does it require? Target, additional bounds, and the expression. Do we have the expression? What are the additional bounds? Oh, because you can do... Right. Oh god, yeah. Because when you cast something, you can do like... How would I even demonstrate this? You can do like number and function, for example, you know, my thing, right? So basically the additional bounds is this and part, and I think you can do multiple here, so you could do like consumer, I'm guessing. It actually doesn't like that. So maybe you can't do that. You do that, or oh, you can do that. So it's just like infinite ands. You can do ors. Well, you can do ors. You can't apparently. Okay, but annotations we don't care about. That's not a problem. The issue is the type preference, or the additional bounds. So, how do we do this? How do we do this? Well, we have the type preference. So then, what we need to do is we just need to say, while. Wait 1 second. What's the type of additional bound? A type preference, right? So we have a list of type ref. This is actually going to be super easy. Additional bounds is equal to a new array list, and then while match ampersand additional bounds dot add pass type ref. And that's it. That's it. I think. I'm passing a unary expression here, but I don't think it matters. I think it can be anything. I think that's it. Are we done? It's funny that you can do all this and you don't even know if you're done or not. Because there's so much to do. Try building. So just see what happens. That'll tell us if we have an error somewhere. Nintendo used to have like a project-wide error analysis thing, but I don't think it seems to have it anymore. Or at least if it does, it doesn't work anymore. Which is weird. It's compiling. How do we even test this? We have a test class somewhere, right? Does anyone remember where I put this test class? What is this, by the way? How does all this? What in the friggity fuck is all of this? I have no idea. Oh, here it is. SST testing. Oh, okay. So we have this module stuff. Should we try and pass this first? Let's try it. I mean, what could go wrong? Lots of things can go wrong. Let's see, what's it said? Look ahead must be greater than 0. Interesting. Look ahead offset is equal identifier. If look ahead 0 is equal identifier. Why? Why does it have to be 0? Ahead 0 less than or equal to 0. Right. I'm a little bit confused. Where is this called again? This class literal. So do we need to look ahead to 1? I think we need to look ahead to 1. Yeah, I think so. I think that's why. Line number must be at least 1. Interesting. Uh-oh, it's trying to report an error. Uh-oh. That means something is definitely very bad. Now you can see, oh my god, you can see it's going down the whole thing. So it's starting with the pass method, then it's trying to pass a compilation unit, then it's trying to pass the annotations. During the annotation passing, it's trying to pass an annotation. Right, so if we look at this right here, we can see what it's doing, right? Because it's trying to come down all the way until it finds a string literal, which is what we've done today, right? Which is why we had to do what we've done today to even pass this, which is kind of crazy. But so it has passed the annotations, then it's trying to pass the annotation, which is this one, right? It's trying to pass the element value, which is this one. Then it's trying to pass this annotation, right? Wait, why is it trying to pass that annotation? Oh, I see. Because this. Okay, yeah. This isn't like an assignment. This is. It's not an assignment, right? Okay. Yeah. So it's trying to pass that annotation. Then it's trying to pass that element value, which is this one. And then it's trying to pass an expression. It's looking for assignment, conditional, logical and, logical bitewise or, bitewise XOR, bitewise and, equality, relational, shift, additive, multiplicative, unary, postfix, primary. So it's getting to here. Interesting. That's very interesting, because that means it's not finding it as a string literal, which is interesting. Let's have a look at the... We can have a look at the Lexa. See what the Lexa did. So if we look for... Ooh. Oh. There is a string literal there. Interesting. Well, what we can try is we can breakpoint this, right? And then we can see, because we can see this, and we should be able to find... Yeah, so a look ahead of 1 should give it a string literal, right? So if we go next is any, look ahead of 1, it's null. One second. Let's try again. How the hell is it null? That's weird. Okay, where are we? Oh, right. Yeah. 1 second. Because I put a breakpoint there. Can't have a breakpoint there. Let's step into this again. Let's step into this. Let's step into this. N is 1. So we fill buffer of N. So the look ahead buffer. So we step into... Well, look ahead buffer dot size is less than N. Oh, right, so it's not, but that's fine because we stream skip N -1. So we're skipping, that means we're skipping 0 though, which actually isn't correct. Wait, how is the ignore token even in here? Wait, the ignore token should have been skipped. Look, it should have been skipped. But it's obviously not being skipped for some reason. That's interesting, actually. Where's it getting to in here? So somewhere before this, it's done a look ahead, right? If we look at the we can't because well we can. So if we go like postfix, for example, it's gotten to there, it's gotten to there. So has it done here a look ahead? No. No. So that means we go to here. Hasn't done one there. 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 Ooh, it might have done one here. Aha! It has done a look ahead here to see if it's a lambda header. So... Right, because this is done looking at a type 2. But this just does the same thing. It fills the buffer. It should skip trivia tokens. So at some point, it's gotten to here. So it's found an @ token. That's fine. Identifier, that's fine. Open parenthesis, that's fine. Identifier, fine. Equals, fine. @ fine. Fine. How? Ignore token. How? How is that there? Okay, more importantly, what the fuck is an ignore token? Let's have a look at the Lexa. Come on, I really want to get this working today, but we don't have much time. So, let's have ignore token. Okay. It's because, for some reason, this isn't on the right channel then, is it? Yeah, it's not. It's a null channel. It shouldn't be a null channel. It should be token channel dot trivia. That's why. It's funny that things in the Lexa are now cropping up, not even the parser. Okay. That should fix it though. Okay. Oh my god. Has it done it? It's given me something. Let's go Notepad. Let's plonk this in Notepad. Okay, this is going to be really hard to read. I'm going to go to ChatGPT real quick, and I'm going to ask it to just format it in like a tree structure so that I can see it as a tree. Can you format this as a tree structure so that it's easier to read? Okay. So. There's still no guarantee this has worked, by the way, guys, so don't get your hopes too high. But we can have a look. So, we start with the modular compilation unit. Let's cross-reference this with this. Okay, so let's plonk this at the top. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's start from the very top. So it finds that it's a modular compilation unit, right? Meaning it's able to skip this deprecated annotation, which is actually sick that it's managed to do that. So it gets the span, whatever. It's got the name. It's found that the name of it is com example modules. Okay, this is actually sick. Okay. Then it's got the annotations. So we just have a normal annotation. The name is deprecated. Okay, then it has the element. So it has just an annotation element, which has a name, which is boop, which it is. Okay, that's a single member annotation. That's correct. Yeah, this is a single member annotation, I mean, which is correct. And inside of, and that's press warnings. And then inside of that, the value is a string literal with the text all. Oh my god, this is sick. Okay. This is way too hype. I'm way too hyped about this. Then we got the directive. So we got the requires directive. Yes, we do. Which should have Java and base, which it does. And then we have exports, which is com example packages. Oh my god. We have successfully passed Java code. Holy. Oh my god. I actually don't believe it. It's done it. It's actually done it. Wait, I want to see. I want to ask ChatGPT if it can reconstruct the Java code from basically from this, right? It should be able to. It should actually be very simple for it to do. It did it. Yep. It's giving me exactly it. Which means it's like, it's correct, right? I gave it this. Gave me the tree structure. Can you reconstruct it? That's correct. Which means basically that everything has been, like, these are all correctly displayed as the yeah. That is epic. That's so cool. Okay. Do I dare try something more complex? Okay, who wants to be the first tester? I need some Java code, chat. Okay, I don't want like a bajillion line file though. Okay. Put in the test file. Oh. I mean, it would be a good test. Ah, okay. Or do we just end on a high though? Do we really need to end on a low, guys? Is that really a good idea? Because I'm not convinced this entire thing is going to work. But it could. If it could, if it did, I would go crazy. I would actually go insane. Because we're basically using everything here. You know, even yes, but I could also end on a low, low, low. Okay, fuck it, let's do it. Come on then. It will either work or it won't. I'm not expecting it to work. Yeah, that needs to be like that, right? Because yeah, that's fine. Let's just do that. So no, let's not do that. That's fine. We don't care about white spaces. It won't oh my God, it compiled. It actually ran. Oh my God. I thought like, okay, I thought if it wasn't gonna work, it would have errored. I'm kind of surprised it hasn't errored. But okay. So here's what it's got, a compilation unit. It might have actually fucking worked. I don't believe it. 1 second. I'm gonna once again ask ChatGPT to do the same. Can you print this as a tree structure like the before? Okay, this is actually quite a long one though. I actually don't know if I trust it with this one, because it's actually really long. Like, this is a really long line. Look how long this is. I don't know that I trust ChatGPT to get that many characters correct. What I'm going to ask it to do, actually. Yeah, what I'm going to ask it to do instead is I'm going to give it... I'm going to ask it to give me code that will actually do that for me. So that it will actually do the printing for me. Can you write some Java code that takes that string and does the formatting for me? Actually, that's not going to work though, because it needs to be able to ideally actually like traverse the nodes. Huh. I think this is going to be a thing for next time. Well, I can show you guys what it's given me. It has tried. It's saying it's wrong. So something hasn't worked. But okay, let's have a look. So this is what it's given me. For the most part, I think it is correct. So obviously we start with a compilation unit. Can we somewhere... Let's do the same thing we did last time. Let's take this. Let's go into here. Like that. And then let's take the actual code, which is this class. And I'll get a new tab open. And we'll just put them side by side like that. So if I do that and that, that, and then we can kind of compare like this, right? Okay, so I know something here isn't going to work because it failed to turn it into Java code, but we'll see. How much it was able to do is kind of the more important thing. So, I mean, this is very complex code, realistically. Like, there's a lot going on here. So, we'll see. So, first of all, compilation unit, of course. Package declaration, so that is dev railroad ID SST. Yep, okay, and let's just check. We only need to check one of the imports to know if they all work. So dev railroad ID SST AST node. Yep, okay, so all the imports are fine. Because if one works, they're all going to work realistically. Class declaration, okay. So it's found the class. That's good. It's saying it's public. That's true. No annotations. That's true. And the name is SST testing. That's true. Okay. It has no type parameters. It doesn't extend anything. It doesn't implement anything. That's true. Members. Okay, so it's found a method. That's good. That's a good start. So it's public and static. That's true. The return type. Okay, so the return type, it's saying is a class or interface, but the return type should be void. So that's one thing to look at. That's obviously not correct. It thinks, yeah, I don't know why it thinks it's a class or interface. That's interesting. But okay, let's continue and see. I suspect actually that's fucked everything up, hasn't it? That's probably fucked everything up. The fact that yeah, because now what's it done after this? So the name of the method, it doesn't have the name. Yeah. Basically, it thinking it's a class has fucked the entire thing up because it now doesn't know what to do with this. So what has it done? It's said there's a receiver parameter, which are what? I forgot what those are. What are receiver parameters? Receiver parameter Java. What are they? I don't know. I've googled it and it has not helped me. I remember we coded receiver parameters, but I don't know what they are by name. I'm sure if I saw one, I would know what it was. I'm trying to think, what in here does it think? What could that have been? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Okay, let's continue. So parameters. Okay, so what's it got? So it's got a class or interface type. It has parts. It has a name, but it doesn't have anything in the name, which is interesting. And then the body is empty, presumably because it's fucked up here somewhere, or well, it's fucked up here. I don't know why it's done that though. Why has it done that? Either way, I'm pretty happy with this. I know this hasn't worked, and I didn't expect it to work. There was no way that this entire class was going to compile correctly. It just wasn't going to happen. But I'm pretty happy with what has worked, aka the module working, which is pretty good. So we've made some crazy progress today, and tomorrow, hopefully, and this might be very wishful thinking, but hopefully we can get this entire class to compile correctly. Maybe. Very big maybe. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all tomorrow. Good. Bye.